Oh, a Deerling. How cute. Oh, another Deerling, and another Deerling, and oh my god, why are there so many Deerling? Deerling is adorable. It's also a pest, a direct statement from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's dex entries. But why? How can such a seemingly benign little baby deer be as noxious as a pest? Is it the simple, small, annoying things like being a klutz, or is there something more? Like something big enough to cause a region-wide disaster, maybe? Oh, you sure as well better bet there is. And when it's all said and done, you too will walk away never seeing Deerling the same way ever again. Thinkers, check your funny bone still exists and chug the thonk juice, cause it's joke theory time. So, why is Deerling considered a pest in Paldea? Well, yes, the dex entries describe this Pokemon as chaotic and disruptive. Thing is, the most pest-like behavior the entries give us is eating farmers' crops. Well, here's the kicker. For this to be a problem large enough for Deerling to be categorized as a pest, its population would need to be out of control to the point it's overwhelming. You see, ecosystems have natural population checks and balances or bottlenecks, predators and disease being two of them. For example, Deerling's natural predator is a Lycanroc, basically a wolf, which is pretty much the same for deers in the real world. If Deerling's natural predator, the predatory Lycanroc, had something affect its population negatively, population would then decline. Logically, Deerling now has less predators and now its population will increase. Bloom. Lycanroc is already a risk-taking, highly aggressive Pokemon with a love for fighting. Statistically, this would increase the chances of Lycanroc dying from injuries sustained in the wild, and additionally, a good portion of Lycanroc prefer the lone wolf lifestyle. Thing is, generally this is a bad thing as wolves are a pack animal. Being outcast from the pack greatly lowers a singular wolf's overall chances of survival in the wild. So I guess logically, we could assume Lycanroc are a species with naturally low populations. Well, yeah, I suppose, but then we get to the farmers and the fact they are documented as having caught lots of Lycanroc to guard their farms from Deerling, and trainers also spam capture Lycanroc because they make for excellent guards, which means humans also impact Lycanroc's population, thus causing Deerling to grow exponentially as its already uncommon natural predator is far less common than before. Meaning, humans are also causing Deerling to become a pest, indirectly. It doesn't help either that Deerling is a hardy species seen virtually all across Paldea, adapting to all the different ecosystems perfectly. Plus, Garganacles lumber around like living, walking salt licks, increasing Deerling's survivability by giving them easy access to vital minerals, something we practice in reality inside nature reserves to assist vulnerable species. Now here's where this Deerling story takes a dark turn. As without predation as the main bottleneck, something else takes over. With an increase in population, we have so many flow-on effects that bring with it ruin, pestilence, and finally, disease. With so many Deerling now roaming Paldea, defecating everywhere and chewing up everything, the rise of disease truly is the scariest part because deers, among other animals, will contract chronic wasting disease, and it's no joke. It starts with a deer eating matter that is infected with prions. Prions are an infectious agent, in this case, misfolded proteins. These proteins build up in the body of the deer, unable to break down. As more proteins misfold, they eventually reach toxic levels. Worse yet, CWD can be present in a deer's body for a year or more without symptoms showing, all whilst still remaining highly infectious, spreading through every form of excretion the body can create. Yes, liquids and solids. Living for a very long time on external surfaces like rock, minerals, and plant matter. All things deer and other animals touch, often consuming. Flashback to those Garganacles we see roaming around as living mobile salt licks, now serving to spread this disease even further. Ugh. And like I said before, the disease can be carried for a year, silently being spread until it's too late for the host, with only weeks to live at best when symptoms do present themselves. this. It's such a problem in the real world, there are entire departments built to monitor and track areas containing deer to mitigate the disease, but whilst we may be keeping it mostly under control, Paldea's folk have absolutely nothing in place to stop this. The humans of this region have literally set themselves up to have their surrounding ecosystems overwhelmed by the deerling and the disease, and the snowballed, cascading downward spiral that will ensue. Starting now. Beginning with the out-of-control population of deerling defecating all over the place, creating a toxic buildup of fertilizer, creating nutrient overload of the soil and waterways. Then, as the overwhelming number of deerlings' hooves hypercompact the soil, less plants can grow, causing food shortages for other Pokemon, being outcompeted and are now becoming extinct. Then, as the copious amounts of deerling poop and dead Pokemon pile up, the nutrient overload sets in. Eutrophication now takes hold of the waterways, causing toxic red algal blooms that now kill off the aquatic life, and the fertilizer, aka poop, will also continue to spread the disease, but more importantly, change the acidity of the soil to the point that Paldea should and would look like a highly acidic bog, with barely any native Pokemon of the region still alive and farmers' crops unable to grow. Region-wide famine and food scarcity would bring humanity to its knees. Everyone would be starving, hungry, and very upset they had to abandon their homes and go live in Galar or someplace else. Although I feel like Galar might just kill you some other way. These deerling are voracious little destroyers of worlds with no remorse for any of the countless species of Pokemon they are outcompeting and effectively wiping out, Order 66 style. So yeah, thinkers, the next time you see a group of these little monsters, you're gonna wanna auto-battle every last single one of them because Paldea's future depends on it. You, thinkers, yes, you can save them from the impending poopocalypse that's about to wreak havoc across the regions. The end. My goodness, what a time to be alive when Pokemon can destroy the world with number 2s. I guess that's this little thought experiment down the toilet then. Thinkers, if you enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to support the channel's content monetarily, you can join as a member on Patreon or join on YouTube. Both will get your name in the credits and behind the scenes access. Now before I head out, be sure to share some of that love and support around at my partner's Instagram at ElfSpringArt. Additionally, Elfie is now open for commissions publicly, so if you want something created, again, head down to their Instagram page. Give them a follow. Love ya, Elfie! Thinkers, have a big-brained, thonky day, and be sure to think safe out there. Bye-bye!